Assalamu alaikum. As you all know, when Allah said to bow down to Adam alayhi salam, all angels bow down to him except Iblees. The jealousy, the arrogance didn't allow him to do so. And in this way, Iblees' evil intentions exposed in front of everyone. In jealousy, in hatred of Adam alayhi salam, he disobeyed Allah's command. Allah, He who created him and ranked him so high that he comes in the company of Malaika, the angels who are close to Allah. Kids, Allah first created him, and now Allah created this individual. For Allah, they are both the same, and Allah can give preference to one upon other according to His will, but Iblees don't want to understand it. So Allah said to Iblees, قال يا إبليس ما منعك أن تسجد لما خلقت بيدي أستكبرت أم كنت من العالين. Allah asked, O Iblees, what prevents you from prostrating to what I created with my own hands? Did you just become proud, or have you always been arrogant? Kids, Allah did not create any other animate being with His hands. Thus Allah favored and honored Adam with that renown. Now you all are must thinking about Allah's hand, that how they look like. So the first thing is that Allah's hands are not like His creatures. He is above all these similarities. Secondly, we believe that there is nothing like Allah. We do not deny any of His attributes with which He described Himself, or liken Allah's attributes to those of His creation, because there is nothing that can be compared to Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a true self which is not similar to that of His creatures. Shaitan gave his reply, and his reply was quite rude, that قال أنا خير منه خلقتني من نار وخلقته من طين. He replied, I am better than he is. You created me from fire and him from clay. Kids, that was a big offense, standing in front of Allah and saying that you created me from fire and yet you have created him from earth, and that's the reason why I am better than him. Now here Iblees drew an analogy. The analogy was that look at fire and look at earth. Fire is better than earth, because if you look at fire, fire heats up, fire rises, and earth is something that goes down. The one that rises has to be better than one that goes down. This is the logic of Iblees. Kids, he was just comparing himself with the clay body of Adam and forget about his soul. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala breathes of his soul into Adam, through which he became alive. As he disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and committed a sin, so he was punished by Allah, and Allah said to him that قال فاخرج منها فإنك رجيم. Allah commanded, then get out of paradise, for you are truly cursed. وَإِنَّ عَلَيْكَ لَعْنَتِي إِلَى يَوْمِ الدِّينِ. And surely upon you is my condemnation until the day of judgment. Curse means expelled from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why Shaitan is called Iblees, because he is being cursed by Allah, and then he completely loses hope from Allah's mercy. So instead of being disappointed over what he has done, he asked Allah, قال ربي فأنظرني إلى يوم يبعثون. Shaitan appealed, My Lord, then delay my end until the day of their resurrection. قال فإنك من المنظرين. Allah said, You will be delayed. Dear kids, Holy Quran narrated all this in Surah Saad, Ayah 75 to 80. Now why Shaitan asked Allah for some time till the day of judgment, and what he gonna do in hostility of Adam and his children during this time. We gonna know it in our next video. So subscribe Stories by AlifUstaad and make it sure that you don't miss the next video. Now, lesson of the day is, we all are only servants of Allah, and therefore we have no right to develop any feelings of pride and arrogance. Arrogance means that you think to yourself that you are greater than somebody else, when you are really not. Or we say rejecting the truth and looking down on people. From the 99 attributes of Allah, the 99 names of Allah, one is Al-Mutakabbir, which means the majestic. Allah likes this attribute just for himself, not for his servants. Dear kids, today we learn that Iblees' offense, his sin was istikbar, the pride, the arrogance. His arrogance made him to disobey his Lord, and he thought that he is greater and better than Adam alayhi salam, which he was really not. And because of his arrogance, he was punished and was no longer amongst the high-ranking angels that are close to Allah. He was dropped from his position, and until the day of judgment, Allah's wrath, Allah's anger, Allah's curse is upon him. So we should take a lesson from this and try our best to keep away from pride and arrogance, and should remain humble. Humbleness is the quality of being modest and lacking in pride or arrogance. In our daily conversation, we should avoid too much praising ourselves. Don't feel like pride on our achievements. Remember, all that we have is just because of Allah's blessing. We should be the first to say salam to others. If we done some mischief or a sin, we should seek forgiveness from Allah and also apologize from those who have been affected from our mischief. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from arrogance and pride and grant us with modesty and humbleness.